Okay, my waist is cute.
Big fur jacket for the winter. Jumper Circle Vinci. If I was there broke for the summer. With this lady ever lovely. I'm just cooling with the man. I got my right.
So welcome back to my channel. I do a video on toxic parents and dealing with toxic parents all my life. I'd say I have a toxic mother more than a toxic father. My mum is a very difficult person, not just a difficult mother, but a difficult person. She is very spoilt. I feel like that's been embedded in her from a very young age. She's toxic traits that she has, and it's not nice to deal with because none of these issues that she has within herself belongs to me. And subconsciously I see myself like dealing with it and trying to sort out myself, and someone else trying to understand someone else and why they are the way they are. But then again, it's like, you're a grown woman. No one should be telling you how to behave. No one should be telling you how to act. And I find myself doing that a lot. Like, we'll argue over the smallest things. And I want to talk about today as well, authority. The start is very serious right now because I don't know why they even made, like, I don't even know why it's called authoritative. It don't make sense. Why can't it just be authoritative figure and let's move on? But you're there saying authoritative.
Rude.
When it comes to authoritative figure in this household, my parents really know how to use their power when it comes to that. Make us feel small in general as their daughters just because they're parents in the house. And I feel like that's very wrong because the last time I checked, we was all breathing the same air. The last time I checked, equal rights. Like, if equal rights, yeah, is permitted inside workplaces, learning environments, and a place of profession, why is it not encountered in homes? Like, why do parents feel the need to always
They always feel the need to make their position known. That's all you have to say, Paris. Like,
they always feel the need to, like, remind the children of who they are in the household. It shouldn't be like that. Me and my mum argue over the smallest things. She has minimal understanding in a lot of things, in the way I do things, in the way she does things, in the way everyone else in this house does things. And she behaves like a child. Like, when the education or the logic or the knowledge isn't there, it's annoying. She'll be like, oh, you're not acting yourself, or you're not acting the way I raised you. Gee. When I got older and analysed the way you raised me and certain things that you taught me, incorrect, babe. Incorrect. It's not making sense. And I've now adapted to my own method and it suits me best. So when I'm doing that, she just feels the need to, like, commentate and say this and say that and say that. It's more so about, like, the emotional, mental side of it. Like, when a parent says hurtful things to their child, like, it really recites in that child's head for time. And I feel like my mum used to say a lot of nasty things to me when I was growing up. Sometimes it was, like, indirectly because of how much my dad or someone had pissed her off. So she'll just get angry at me or my sisters and just take it out on us for no reason. And she'll just say some hurtful things. Sometimes she'll be really physical about it. And then she just, I don't know how to explain it, but dealing with toxic parents has actually not ruined my life, but I'm not the person that I should be. And I don't feel like, I don't want to put the blame on them solely, because I know that, you know, my life doesn't end here. Eventually I will move out. Eventually I'll have my own family, my own children, my own, like, friends and whatever. And it's into my own life and use them, and I don't think I would do that. As much as it's shown to me on a day-to-day basis, I don't think I'd do that. Because I know how the other person, the receiver, will feel if I was to demonstrate that behaviour. And it is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, and people like tend to question me, question the way I am, question why I'm this and why I'm like this and that. More time, like, it's not about you lot. It's not about what you've done to me. Like, it's not about, like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not saying I'm pissed off all the time, but let's say I'm upset about something, or I'm just annoyed about something. People will take it upon themselves and think, oh yeah, well, she's just so rude, like, she's just a nut. G, you see, inside this head, in this brain, in this mind, there's a lot going on. And ow, sometimes I reminisce, or I have flashbacks, toxic flashbacks, and there and then I just start going into a strop, or I start being miserable, moody. And obviously I'm seeking help for my mental state and whatever, because it's not completely good. But I'd say that my parents have played a big role in my mental state, and I don't even think they understand the severeness in the effects that it's had on me, or it's having on me. And that's what I mean. Parents can be very dismissive. They feel like, well, I've grown you up in this way, I've raised you in this way. What I'm doing isn't wrong because this is my way of parenting. Well, no, if it doesn't appeal to your child, or your child is not comfortable with it, maybe ask them, well, how can I better myself, or how can I change the way I am, or change my methods. It's all about compromisation, and I feel like a lot of parents don't do that. A lot of black parents don't do that. It's like they just don't care, and they will always use their authoritative figure, always, to back up what they have to say, to back up all these things. But listen, enough of that, because my waist is cutie and I'm just that G. I have toxic parents, but me, I'm not toxic. I may have a funny way of dealing with things and releasing stress and consuming stress sometimes. So I don't need to allow these things to get to me, even though it's easier said than done. Sometimes I just think like, F it, man. No one's going to shake my chakra. No one's going to make me feel shit about myself because of the way they are. I'm not accountable for people's actions. I'm not accountable for people's past, their traumas, none of that. Just how I have my own traumas, they have theirs. If you choose not to deal with it, that is your own problem. It's not for me to take on and be like, oh my gosh, I need to actually make sure this person's okay. I need to actually... Yeah, I'll make sure you're okay, but from a distance, babe. Because you know what? You're a handful. And it's not me that you're going to stress out, and it's not me that's going to walk around like a mad woman. So that's actually what I wanted to talk about. I did want to say a few other things. But yeah, guys, I decided to wet my hair today. Make me look a bit mixed race, if that's what I look like. Maybe I don't. Joking. But yeah, my hair looks cute. I kind of like it. As you can see, I've started to add edges on my wig. Sorry, my nose is itchy, sorry. But yeah, like the frontal just started acting up. I don't know if I plucked it wrong, but I needed to put something there to cover a few things up because it's looking a bit weird. But I'm trying. I'm really trying. These cat eye glasses, these sexy stuff. These are from eBay. I think I paid less than £5 for them. I bought it last year, October, for the Burna Boy concert because I just wanted to look so cute. So I'm not really flat. I'm really a bit pissed off. Like, I shouldn't even be wearing this top or even wearing this type of fit right now. Like, the weather is a shambles. I would have made this look extra sexy if the sun was out. I probably wouldn't even be wearing that much makeup. But yeah. So guys, please like, subscribe and share. I hope you enjoyed my video. I didn't really want to long out talking about my toxic parents too tough, because I didn't want to start talking about, I didn't want to like start, basically I'm in a good mood and I don't want to spoil my mood, so I just wanted to like talk about it briefly and put it out there. Like, there's a lot of us are going through, or a lot of us a lot of us actually face toxic parents day in and day out, and I feel like we shouldn't allow it to get to us to the point where we forget ourselves. We're constantly unhappy, we're constantly sad, we're constantly down. Just see it as your current situation isn't your final destination, and things will actually get better. And when your mum or your dad is saying some like hurtful things or some spiteful things, not saying you must allow them, but block it out. Because if you react, they're still going to use their authority, one way or the other. And they're going to keep bigging themselves up and bigging up their authority and using it against you in order to get what they want. And, like, if you're living at home and this is how your mum or your dad treats you, take it on the chin. Don't allow it to get to your mental state or allow it to get to you emotionally. Just fight it off spiritually. Pray about it and literally let God just deal with it. Let God tame your tongue, you know, humble you in these situations, because he knows that if you react, it's not going to be a nice outcome, and you know that. So, like, just ask him to tame your tongue, keep you composed, and by the time you know it, God's given you a place of your own. God's given you, you know, positive friends, positive atmosphere for you to detox, for you to relax and actually enjoy the person that you know you are. Because what a lot of these toxic parents tend to do, they tend to get angry at you because in their head they've molded you into the person that they want you to be. And when you show different personality traits or different characteristics, it's like they're not familiar with that. Like they're rattled. They're like, who is this person? Like, this is not the person that I raised, or this is not the person that I gave birth to. And that's one thing that they don't understand. Like, when we grow up and when we learn other things and we go through experiences, they shape us. Your parenting doesn't really have an effect on us if we disagree with it. If we found other methods and other strategies to deal with, you know, our situations, then so be it. It's not then for our parents to start screaming at us because we're not using their method. And that's what my mum actually does. And I just don't understand her. And I'm just not someone that tolerates negative behaviour or just negativity in general. Like, when my mum wants to, like, put up a fight or she wants to say all these stupid things, I know I shouldn't tell her about herself, but I'm not dealing with you as a mum anymore. I'm dealing with you as someone that's actually disrespecting me and what's that word? You're disrespecting me and you're belittling me while you're speaking to me. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna run. If you want respect, then you need to give others respect. The teachers can do that in schools with their pupils, but all of a sudden when I come home, no one's respecting me. I don't understand these double standards that parents have sometimes, or that my mum has been having. It's really, really unfair. Like, your pain shouldn't be your identity, basically. Do you know what I mean? And it's really easier said than done. It really is, because I've been in that situation. I'm still in it now, but the fact that I'm talking about it and letting a few things off my chest, I just want you guys to know that I've been dealing with a toxic mother for years. Maybe since I was young. Since I was 9, I've been dealing with a toxic mother, or even before that. But I only gathered my thoughts and what it was that I was upset about when I reached 9 years old. And it hasn't stopped. And I don't think it will ever stop. And in this situation, at 20 years old, it's a thing where, because that person isn't going to change, you just actually have to pick yourself up and leave. You may be in, like, what could be stopping you could be finance. It could be the fact that you might miss your siblings or your home, or just being scared to go out and actually be responsible for a lot of things. But it'll be worth it, because your sanity will be there. you'll feel happier, and the little things that bother you here wouldn't bother you when you're away or when you're in your own granted space. So I feel like those that are actually going through, or those that have actually been dealing with or deal with toxic parents, sometimes you can't even talk to your parents about what it is that how they make you feel, basically. And if you can, then good on you. Make sure you let them know how they make you feel and why it's upsetting you, but approach them in a way that everyone can understand. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if your parent is a bit uneducated and they're dismissive and they disregard what you're saying, then it's going to be more of a challenge. But I'd say give it a try. Give it a try. And if you feel like it's still not working, then pray about it. Because some things that we go through in life, we can't actually deal with. That's actually for God to deal with. So just give it to him and just actually let go and let God, because some parents just won't understand and they won't get it. And it's not for you to explain sometimes. Sometimes it's for you to just literally save your breath. Get put up with it even though it's wrong, but give it to God, because you know what? What you're going through cannot compare to what's coming. Romans 8 verse Romans chapter 8 verse 18. The joy that is coming, no, the pain that you're going through cannot compare to the joy that is coming. So God's basically implying that you must stick it out, because what's coming to you is beyond what you're going through. Like, it's 10 a million trillion times greater, and that has to keep you going, because life can actually be so crap sometimes, but that has to keep you going. When you have God in your life, when you pray about things, when you have friends that pray for you, people that pray for you, you just have to keep going. You have to be your own strength sometimes. And yeah, so that's how I've actually dealt with toxic parents, praying about it, praying about the situations that we get into, praying about the way they are, praying about their attitude, praying about the way they are to me, and talking to other people, or talking to people that actually listen and advise me in how to deal with the situation. But yeah, it hasn't been easy, and it's not easy, but I'm still fighting through it, and I feel like my strength will always keep me, and God will always be there. He'll always be there for me regardless. So I never question him on whenever, like, I go through these bad or upsetting or toxic situations, because I know that it's not forever and things will get better, and I won't suffer any longer. But yeah, guys, I really hope that you guys actually kind of, I can't speak. Let's just be honest that I can't speak. But I really hope that you guys actually took something from this video and implement it into your own lives. Prayer is key. Prayer is what's going to get you through everything and anything. So really invest in that if you don't pray, if you're scared to pray. I mean, you can always DM me, always message me on my social media, anything, any of my contacts, and I'll literally either, I'll pray for you guys, or I'll send you a prayer back, or if there's anything that you want to talk about. I'm not an expert, but I know that when people are in sticky situations, I do know how to help them and guide them and advise them. So if you're like one of those people, literally, don't be afraid to message me. I'm literally here to ensure that you're okay and you're sane, and just let you know that you're not the only one that's going through something, and we all go through it, and you can all get through it, and we're all in this together. So I'm here for you. If you need me, feel free to message me and talk about whatever you want to talk about. I won't judge you. I won't, shut you out. But yeah, keep it cool, keep it locked. It's Paris Jontel.
Your waist is cute.
See, I'm just coolin' with the man. I got my right eye on the pig and left eye on shine. If I never had the money, I'm a answer. No. My gal jump on my banana, make her scream like da da da.